Welcome back, everyone, to our Making It Fun Career Mode series in NASCAR Heat 3. So we're coming off yet another very fun race in the trucks, and we're ready to see what's up next. Now, we know immediately in front of us is a race at Jefferson, which is in our Extreme Dirt Tour car. So I'm interested to see what sort of results we get. I have so far been fairly disappointed by the simulated results, both on the Twitter feed as well as our finishing position, because it doesn't seem to really matter a whole lot how strong our car is. So we're going to continue to work through that and just sort of see how things go. At this point, I'm going to continue to do it because we continue to make money, and I really enjoy the ownership side of things as much and sometimes more than I do the actual driving in this game. So we're certainly going to continue on with it. We'll see how things go as we move into Xfinity and Cup. 4 series to manage at one time could be a lot to handle, so we might have to back down some there. But for now, we're going to keep going. And it's time to prepare for Jefferson. So let's go ahead and click on next race. And we want to prepare for sure. All right, we got a string of 2 top 15s going. We need one more top 15 in this race. And of course, for Jefferson, we're going to be using the road course chassis. Let me back out here a second because I have totally forgotten where our equipment is. Okay, so we're at 95, 100, and 100. Excellent. That's exactly what I was looking for. In fact, let's go ahead and purchase this final upgrade of 12,000. We won't have to worry about that anymore. So we are full 100 across the board on all 3 categories. Let's see if it helps. That's going to be the main thing. So let's go ahead and adjust the work plan. And let's see where our employees are. So we know on engine, we can get there on engine for sure with using William, but using Jake, not so much. So let's go ahead and back out and see what we can do with Jake. Let's go to employees, and we want Jake, and let's see what we can do. Okay, we can get him up to 14, so that's perfect. Let's go ahead and do that. And that spent all of our money, so we don't have to worry about any more improvements to employees. All right, let's come back into the road course, and we're going to go engine, and we're going to go ahead and use William to get all the way to 100. Might as well get that full 100. And then same thing here. We're going to get as much as we can, get as close as we can to that 100 right now. We'll come back maybe later on and try to get actually to 100. All right, what is going to be next after Jefferson is going to be Taggart, which is a normal track, and then we go to the short track at Vegas. So we'll work on the normal chassis right now. Get our engine pumped up. Aero taken care of. And Andrew's going to take care of our suspension, so we're in good shape. Let's back out of there, start our work plan. And it just looks weird in Bay 3 to see a 100 on any of the components, but hey, 100, 96, and 98, kind of hard to beat that. Not a whole lot higher that we can go. So let's go ahead and simulate the race and see what happens. Okay, road course chassis, and here we go. 12th. Wow. Okay. And so we pick up 6 fans and a little over $7,100, but I'm very disappointed by that. I would have thought if the strength of the car makes any difference at all, I would have thought we would have done better than 12th. So apparently it's not going to make any difference when we're simulating these things. So that's both good and bad. It's good because it means we don't have to worry about spending any more money upgrading equipment. We don't have to worry about our employees and continually training them so that we can get up to that 100s across the board. We don't have to worry about any of that. So we'll see how that goes as we move into simulating some truck races in the future. But for now, it doesn't appear to me that it makes any difference whatsoever how strong your car is. Good news here. We got our contract payout of $2,288 for having top 15s in 3 races in a row. So we'll certainly take that extra money. And now we've got another message.
You're really getting better. All your hard work is paying off. Just keep pushing. The sky's the limit. All
right, let's see what we get in our messages. All right, so now we're back to Clean racing. All right, we'll compliment Jay, and then Eli, same thing. And then we'll go down to Dan Goodman, and same thing here. Clean racing at Jefferson. All right, so that also seems to be very random. And now we're going to turn our attention to the truck series. And now we're headed to Gateway. This should be a lot of fun. I can't wait for this. I love this track. If you watched my setup video on the track, then you know I really enjoy this place, and it is a lot of fun for me to race. Let's go into adjust work plan because I want to see what we've got. So we've got 3 speedways in a row, and then we go to Eldora before back to the speedway. So a lot of speedways coming very shortly. And let's see where we are on things. So we've got maximum of 90, 85, and 90. Now we're a good bit of money away from being able to upgrade these anymore. So let's get into our engine and let's get up to that 90 using Jillian. And then nothing really to work on a whole lot. For suspension, we can get to 90. We can get to our maximum, but I'd really like to get a little higher than that. So I can't wait till we can actually make that happen. All right, now let's go in and do some serious work on our other Speedway chassis and get it all set. There we go. So we've got our one lone employee who is not trained and not doing anything right now. We'll just let him chill out. Let's start our work plan. And there we go. So we're at 90, 83, and 90 on our Speedway chassis for Gateway. And then we're well on our way with our other Speedway chassis for the race after that, which I believe it said was Chicago. So now everything seems to be in place. We are 9 races into the season, about to be 10 races into the season. And so far, we're still in the top 10 in points, just barely though. So we need to continue to rack up as many stage points as possible, hopefully to get some stage wins at some point, and then improve our standings, because the better we finish, the more money we make. So let's head to Gateway. It is now race time here at Gateway, and we're starting in our normal 16th to 18th type position, so no surprises there. Unfortunately for me, I have not been able to find my rhythm. This is very much a rhythm track for me, and I have not been able to find my rhythm. I ran a few laps of practice and then qualifying and just did not feel comfortable at all in the truck. So I got some work to do if we are going to be at all competitive. All right, everybody is very slow through this first corner. We're just going to try to survive. We got 17 laps in this very first stage, and we're already 3 wide. All right, so we're all clear. And again, oh my goodness, I got ran over from behind. Wow. Okay, we kept it going in the right direction, so maybe we'll be okay. But yeah, we just got flat ran over right there. All right, again, taking it in easy. I mean, and even though I'm taking it in easy, I mean, you can see we're still right with the guys that we're racing. It's not like we're losing a bunch of time on entry.
Still there. Stay on the bottom here for me.
Yeah, we certainly have enough speed to get us into the top 10, I would say. Because these guys, I'm having to pedal the throttle quite a bit back in traffic like this. Oh, look out.
Car high. Careful now. Easy. Clear high. Clear
He had
high.
thoughts of cutting us off, and thankfully he didn't at the last second. All right, so we should be able to make up this spot on Jordan going into turn 3.
All right, careful now. Still there.
All right, if I can find some sort of rhythm, that would be nice. That's always helpful to feel comfortable in the car when you're racing. Yeah, I can float it in there much faster than the guys around this running position can. So we should be able to move up several more spots from where we are now. The question will be, can we do it in the first 17 laps here and get some stage points? Oh, there we go. Good run off the corner here. We should be able... Yep, there we go. We'll be able to drop to the inside. Take these guys 3 wide and hopefully...
Good job.
There we go. Try to get this thing turned on the center. Get underneath this guy on exit. And sure enough, that should work out quite nicely. He gave us just enough room to squeeze through there. Not a lot of brake needed in that corner. In fact, you can actually do it without braking at all. All right, so lap 5 of 17. How far can we get? Take a little bit higher run through here. Okay, that feels pretty good. Trying to determine if I'm going to be able to have the grip I need on the high side if we need to pass some folks there, because I'm guessing nobody's going to want to give us the inside as we get closer to the front. So good to know that we can use that outside a little bit. Okay, not bad. Starting to find a little bit of a rhythm. Still not feeling comfortable with the car. Really going to let that thing settle in the center of the corner. Just drive it in there, let it rotate, and then get back to the throttle. Just a little bit of brake there to try to settle the car on entry, and then we're right back to it. You see, we got a really good run on Justin Haley there. As long as we can hold this position.
Still there. Clear all around.
And we will easily clear him. Now we'll set our sights on Matt Crafton. Okay, pretty good corner there. See, we're closing in on him.
Keep hitting your mark, man. You keep getting better.
All right, let it rotate. Back in the gas hard. Let's see what we can do with him off this corner. All right, do we have enough horsepower to get to his inside? No, we do not. Good run off the corner there. I had to wait about getting back to the gas because I was right up on him, so we're going to have to figure this out. Let's go up to the high side a little bit here.
Stay high. Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
And we got a nice run on him. Again, can we get to his inside and stay there? Look at that. He's just going to pull us on horsepower. All right, we got a good run on him coming off this corner. Let's try it again. Nope, he's just going to pull us again. Oh, so frustrating. We're faster than he is, but he is fast enough in the right spots to keep us from getting position on him. Oh, thought about sticking it in there, but thought better of it at the last second. But I really want this position. Okay, another nice run on him, but you can see he's going to pull away from us at the end of the straightaway.
Hold your line. Stay up high. Stay high.
All right, I drove that in there pretty deep so that I could get to this outside. Let's see if we can stick with it. In fact, I almost ran him over on corner entry, just trying to wait to the last possible second. Okay, he came up there to give me a little love tap to let me know
Still there.
he was still there. High side worked pretty good in turns 3 and 4, so we'll complete the pass. Let's see if we can hold on to this position now. So that puts us up into 7th position. We have just a handful of laps to go here in stage 1. I like to hear those tires squealing. Lets me know they're right on the edge of grip. Lets me know I'm about on the edge of what I can expect out of them. Alright, coming up on, I believe, 3 to go next time by. And we've got quite a bit of distance to the guys in front of us. So it's looking like a top 7 in stage 1. Crafton seems to be at a manageable distance behind us. Boy, this thing really lugs off the corner, but I can't raise the gearing anymore because we're already hitting the rev limiter right at the end of the straightaway. So no more room to go up on the ratio. We just need a little bit more horsepower to pull us out of the hole. All right, 2 to go.
Couple more turns. 2 more. 2 to go.
Ooh, I did not get through that corner good. That is certainly not going to help our gap over Matt Crafton. You can see him gaining on us all the way down the straightaway, even more than would be otherwise normal. All right, we'll get through here much better, and that will bring us to the white flag for stage 1.
All right, let's go. 1 lap. White flag is out.
Really diming that corner this time, trying to get all I could on exit, hoping that we can hold off Crafton for a couple more corners. Okay, not bad. So we started back close to 20th,
Top 10.
and we'll come home with a top 10 and some stage points in stage 1. I like it. 4 points. That's certainly welcome. Now let's see about pitting. I'm not inclined to pit right now. I'm more inclined to pit after stage 2. Looks like everybody in front of us is actually pitting. We are not going to pit. We've got plenty of fuel for stage 2, which is really all I care about right now. All right, so we're going to start on the pole right here.
We're going green this time.
If this thing can quit shaking. Look at this. We're going to start off by the inside wall, apparently, when I gain control. And we'll see what we can do. Now, again, our goal here, 14 laps.
Still there.
Goal number 1 is don't wreck it in turn 1 on the first lap. But our other goal is just how much speed are we going to have and how close to the front can we get. We were in 7th place at the end of stage 1, but we really weren't running these guys down. And we just got ran over. So there's some excellent AI driving. So much for trying to keep our grid position. We just got flat ran over going into the corner.
Bottom lane's clear. Use it if you need it.
Wow. And somehow I got to guess that they're going to try to blame that one on me. After the race in our Twitter feed. Alright, we'll try to work our way back through, but that is very frustrating to get run over like that. Makes me want to take out some frustration on the AI. I have no idea who did it, so I was a little bit busy trying to keep the car from totally losing control. So yeah, I have zero idea who actually hit me.
Got one outside now. Top lane's free here. Use it if you need it. Top lane's free. Bottom lane's clear. Use it if you need it.
Alright, looks like Friesen wants to give us the outside, so we'll happily take that.
Alright, careful now. Still there. Clear all around.
Ooh, okay. I might have driven it in there a little too hard there.
Hang tight there, driver.
Alright, don't worry, Friesen. We will get by you.
Careful. Still there.
And then we'll let him
Top
get on
lane's
about
free
his
here. Use it if
race,
you need it. Top lane's free.
because we certainly have more speed than to be in the top 15.
Alright, 10 to go. Keep it nice and smooth for it.
Alright, 10 laps. Alright, so I'm just going to have to be easier going into the corner. Trying to make up too much ground in one corner all at one time. Never a good idea. But I really, really want to get to that top 10 and get at least a stage point out of this. See, when I do it better, look how much ground we make up on them. So, just a hard thing to remind myself of. Overdriving it is not going to help us.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
Oh, come on now. Be nice to me there. That Kirby just did not like me being on it at all.
Stay low, stay low. Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
Alright, so this is certainly going to be a little tougher this time around,
Still there.
as these guys are killing me on the straightaways.
Still
Just
there.
enough
Clear
to
all
make it
around.
difficult for me to get position that I need to finish off these passes. Alright, halfway home. Alright, see if we can get under... No, looks like we're not going to have the speed to get under Gilliland. Unless he's going to give us the bottom here. And he did.
Need you to stay on the
He had
bottom
just
right here.
enough in there that he
Careful,
decided
still
it
there.
was
All
too much to
clear,
cover
all
the
clear.
spot. So we'll take that position, and now we are one step away from at least where we need to be. So yeah, we got to get at least 10th, no question. It'd be nice if we could get back to about 7th, which would at least put us where we were at the end of stage 1,
Five
but
more.
that's looking like that's going to be more and more difficult to do. In fact, 10th place is starting to look like a very difficult thing to do at this point. Alright, we're going to keep at him. Looks like we're also gaining on the truck immediately in front of him. Here we go. Let's get back up on this high side a little bit. Sometimes it's fun just to run around in the multiple grooves just because you can. Just see if you can find something that might give you a little bit of an advantage over the AI, either in speed or positioning. Because a lot of times running the high side will enable you to carry more speed, and that can help you get some position on them, even if it doesn't really help very much with overall lap time. Ooh, really loose there. Alright, so Wendell Chavis is now in 10th, and we got just a couple of laps here to try to get by him. Alright, we got a nice run on him here. You hear those tires just squealing up a storm, trying to maintain some sort of grip as I'm driving it harder than I normally would. Little slide job on Wendell, try to clear him, and sure enough, it worked. Driving in there a little too deep and try to slide right in front of him. Alright, so at least we're going to get a stage point, so mission accomplished. As long as we can keep it going the right direction for one more lap.
One more to go.
Alright, let's take a look in front of him, and yeah, they're fairly spread out. See a few trucks running together, but overall they're fairly spread out at the front, at least as far as I can see anyway. So we're bringing home 10th here in stage number 2, which got off to a horrible start, but thankfully for us we were able to salvage one playoff point, or at least one regular season point. Alright, repair, yeah, we're going to have to do some fuel, so let's go ahead and pit. Let's see, we're going to need a half can. Let's do 4 tires, and might as well do the repairs too, although I'm not sure it really would matter. Because we know, yep, there we are. We're restarting last on the lead lap, regardless of what I do. So
Coming to the green, driver. Be ready.
maybe we could have gotten a few more spots if I'd only changed 2 tires or something, but it seems as though our fate is relatively sealed on these things. Wow. Okay, let's just all accordion through there.
Hard on the outside. Outside.
Yeah, so much for repairing the damage.
Still there. Top lane's free here.
So I'm going to try to be really aggressive here in this final stage, because I do not like the fact that we are restarting back around 30th. I am not happy about that.
Clear high. Clear high.
You guys are going to have to go in the center of the corner, because I don't have a whole lot of patience to ease up and let you have plenty of room.
Stay on the bottom here for me. All right, careful now.
Watch
Still
out,
there.
Nemechek. I'm coming through.
Draw clear up top.
Sergeant blocking my path there a little bit off the corner. I had to get out of the throttle.
Stay low. Still there. still there.
Let's see if we can make up a couple
Stay on
more
the bottom here,
positions
Bobby.
here on the
Still there.
straightaway.
Stay on the bottom here for me. Careful, still there.
Well, he was going to try to cover that spot, and I was
Top lane
determined
three,
not to
you're
allow
using
him
the
to.
Top lane 3.
Okay, we'll certainly take the outside there, Mr. Forrester.
Careful now, still there.
I've got
Half the race
no
is
problem
down.
with that.
Half the race to go. This time up. All right, careful now, still there. Clear all around.
All right, so we'll make that pass, and then we'll try to get ourselves into the top 20 with this
You
pass.
need to stay on the bottom right here. All right, careful now, still there.
Looks like somebody got in trouble here on the entry of turn 3. It's not hard to imagine that that was probably caused by somebody getting run over on corner entry. Not that we know anything about that, but it seems like that might be a
All right,
possibility.
now you're clear. Car there is on the outside. Outside. All right, now you're clear.
Oh, come on, Anderson. We gotta go. Had to wait a long time for him to get back to the throttle.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here. All right, now you're clear.
All right, now we'll focus in on Ben Rhodes. A little surprised to see him this far back. Would have expected to see him somewhere around the top 5.
Careful, still there. Top lane straight here. Use it if you need it. Top lane
There we
straight.
go. Now we'll focus our attention on Jennifer Jo Cobb and the other 2
Clear all
trucks.
around.
Hopefully we can get those all 3 very quickly. We're just past halfway, so we got plenty of laps to get this done. For right now, my goal is simple. Get back to the top 10. And I think that goal is achievable given how much time we've got left in the race, but you just never know. All right, let's try to run the outside here in 3 and 4.
Still there.
See what kind of time we can make through here.
Still there.
Okay, not terrible, but certainly not as good as I want to be up there.
Careful now. Still there. Bottom lane's clear.
But the good
Use
news
it if
is
you need it.
we made the pass. Once again, they want to give me the high side. I will happily take it.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
All right, that'll move us inside the top 15 into, oh no, actually 14th. Okay, I was thinking for some reason that was 15th position. So we're one better than I thought. I'm still not 100% sure where that goal position in the top right-hand corner comes from. I assume it has something to do with the strength of our car, but I really don't know because sometimes it says top 15, sometimes it says top 10. So, not quite sure. But our goal is a top 10 and more if we can get it. All right, Friesen, one of the joys of going to the back is you get to pass a lot of the same trucks multiple times.
Still there.
All right, I could see he was going to cover that high side on exit,
Careful.
so we'll
Still
just
there.
take the bottom.
All clear, all clear.
Try to stay off that curbing because it did not like me earlier. Mr. Thorson is up next, and we are making nice ground on him. We'll pull right up on his bumper if at all possible and try to get him going through turns 1 and 2. Oh, wait. Are we going to be able to get to his inside?
Careful, still there.
Drive it in there pretty deep and then get pretty hard on the brakes too, to try to get that position on him. And it worked. We were able to hug the bottom through 1 and 2 and make that pass. All right, now Timmy Hill is next on our list, and then we've got quite a ways in front of him.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this
Oh,
line here.
look out.
Need you to stay on the bottom right here.
Well, that didn't turn
Still
out
there.
exactly the way I wanted. We did get position on him, but not quite what I was hoping for. You can see he is aggressively going to block us for that position too. So, got into turn 1 last time a little bit too loose. Got in there a little too hard. Slid up the track.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here.
All right, much better this time.
All right,
Let's
clear
try that.
outside.
Take 2. And there we go. We are in to 11th position, and now we're going to try to track down the top 10. Unfortunately, they appear to be fairly spread out. Which is not good for us. But we do have about 30 laps left. So I'm going to try to float the car through these corners as best I can and not use any more brake than I need to, just so we can try to maintain as much speed as we can through the corners. See if we can't track these guys down and get that top 10. Good corner there. Not near as much grip as you have in single player quick play mode, but not too bad. All right, 27 more trips. Try to hang the bottom one time. Yep, just needing some more grip. I've basically been ruined by how much grip there is in the quick play mode, and since we don't have our fully upgraded truck, we don't have access to that much grip here in career mode right now. Nor do we have the horsepower to make up for it. Alright, so 10th place is getting a little bit closer, but wow, we might need every bit of these 25 or 26 laps to try to get to him. Especially if he keeps up this pace, making us work this hard to get to him. And then of course, even if we're able to get around him, we got a lot of work to do to catch anyone in front of that. So starting 29th or 28th, wherever it was, on that restart did not do us any favors. A little beating and banging, but we've managed to survive so far. Alright, is that Wendell Chavis again? This is about where he was running, so it would not surprise me if this was him. And sure enough, that's who it is. Alright, so if he's fading on the long run like he was the last time we caught him, then we should be good to go. But it's just taking so long to get there. Alright, let's take a glance in front of us there. Oh, wow. 4 trucks running right there together. Looked like for a second they were running 3 wide, which is good for us. I'm sure at least 1 or 2 of those are lap cars. But we'll take all the help we can get if it slows these guys down and gives us an opportunity to catch up. Okay, here's one of the lap cars. Fontaine.
Need you to stay on the bottom right here. Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here. All right, now you're clear.
Oh, and Klickerman's off the pace, running 31st, so maybe he got involved in a wreck.
Need you to stay on the bottom right here. Still there. All clear, all clear.
That was not exactly the corner I wanted. A little bit too tight on entry, tried to get a little too much through the center. Alright, there's Nemechek again. I'll try to get by both of these fellas.
Careful, still there. We got 24 left. 20. All right, now you're clear.
Alright, so that gets us a little closer to Wendell. But again, we're needing a lot of laps to get it done. So once again, this is reinforcing the fact that our speed is certainly not out of control. So I feel very comfortable upgrading our car a little bit more, and then we'll see how that goes. And then maybe a little bit more pretty soon after that, if things continue to go well. If not, we've already talked about some other things we can try, which includes getting to 100s on all 3 of the parts, the upgrade parts, but then starting to use some of the default setups to try to slow us down. So we got options here. I'm really liking that, using the default setup option, because I really want to upgrade this car. Alright, there is a hornet's nest here in front of us, and I don't know which direction to go. So we're just going to try to go by them all if we can. I have no idea how many of these are lead lap.
Still there.
Let's see, Justin Haley is...
Got one down low now. Got one down low.
Let's get up here. Oh, look out on this high side and see if we can make a little room.
Hold your line. Stay up high. Stay high.
Alright, there we go.
Careful now. Still there. Inside. Inside. Clear all around.
Alright, so we're up to 9th now. 2 nice passes there to get us up into the top 10. Now we'll see if we can do anything with Gilliland. We know for sure he's going to have us on horsepower because that is a 5-star ride he's in. Alright, there we go. Let's see if we can get a good run off the corner. Is he going to give us any room? Oh, look out. And that's why it's not a good idea to block.
That car there is on your inside. He's inside.
I was trying to show him just enough to show him I was there, but he wasn't having it.
Need you to stay up high here. Stay up high. All right, careful now. Still there. Inside. Inside. That car there is on your inside. He's inside.
You're going to have to go.
All right, careful now.
Let's go,
Still
Gilliland.
there. Hold your line. Stay up high. Stay high. Careful. Still there.
Alright, so now this is going to end up being much more exciting than I wanted it to be.
Need you to stay up high
I
here.
see a lap
Stay up
car
high.
in
Careful.
front
Still there.
of
Hold your
Gilliland.
line.
Let's see
One inside.
how this is going to work.
Hold a good wheel here. Don't move. Stay high. Still there.
Now we're going to get stuck behind him.
Still there.
Yep, we're going to get stuck behind the lap truck. Little love tap. And we'll be on our way.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here. Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here. All right, clear outside.
Alright, now let's get back down to business and see if we got what it takes to get back inside the top 10. Got several laps to go, so we've got some time. Alright, let's try to take advantage of Gilliland right here off this corner.
Still there.
Woo!
Still
Braking really hard getting down in there. I was beginning to wonder if Chavis was just going to stop mid-corner,
there. Clear all around.
because the more I applied to the brakes, it seemed like we were still closing in on
Car
him.
high. Careful now. Easy. Clear all around.
Okay, so now we've gotten back into the top 10. Hopefully we can pull away from Gilliland. See if they're going to give me the high side here. Well, they were going to, if I could have handled it. Looks like we've got some more issues.
All right, careful now. Still there. All right, now you're clear.
Alright, that looseness, I mean, you can always factor that out of the setup.
I need a solid 10 laps.
Not that
10
hard
laps.
to do,
Concentrate
but
for me.
I don't want to because I got to keep this truck rotating and keep all the speed that I can.
All right, careful now. Still there.
And I can deal with the looseness. As long as it's not too terribly bad,
Clear high, bud.
then I'll deal with that. Alright, so we're at 10 to go now. And coming, I believe, to 9 to go. Let's see what we've got for Wendell and anyone else that we might be able to get to in these last few laps. Okay, so that's Justin Haley immediately in front of Chavis. And we know that will be for position. All right, these guys are running some pretty good laps up here. We're a little faster than them, but not by a whole lot. So we're going to be right here. Looks like we're coming up on some more lap traffic. Sail it in here on the high side. That way I don't have to brake quite as hard to make sure I give those guys room. Alright, now we've gotten to Anderson for lap traffic. Let's see if we can do anything with this. No, it looks like they're gonna squirt away from us right now.
You're all clear up top. Car outside. Hold your line here. Hold the wheel. Top lane's free here. Use it if you need it. Top lane's free.
All right, so we're right with them. With just a handful of laps to go. The question is, can we get by them?
To go. You got this.
Alright, I heard the 5 to go warning from our spotter, one of the few useful things he does for us. We've got more lap traffic ahead, and we're going to have to figure out a way, it looks like, to use that to our advantage. If these guys get hung up behind him, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. They're going to push him to the outside and easily get by him.
Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here. Still there.
All right, and I believe that was going to be our last opportunity for lap traffic to become an issue.
Top lane's free here. Use it if you need it. Top lane's free.
So if we're going to get by these guys in front of us, we're going to have to do it on speed now. And I just don't think we're going to have enough. So frustrating to be this close to basically getting back up to where we were at the end of stage 1. Before things went south on us.
Couple more turns. 2 more. 2 to go.
Alright, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe we are going to have one more shot at lap traffic. Again, I just need these guys to be held up a little bit by lap traffic, and that might be the opportunity we need if I can stick close enough to them to make it happen. Alright, final lap.
The white flag this time.
And that lap car looks like he is going to... Oh, there's 2 of them. Looks like they're going to run side by side. Okay, that's good for us. They're blocking the track. Which way do I go?
Still there.
Oh,
All
ouch.
right, now you're clear.
Kligerman, good gracious. Couldn't give him any more room than I did.
That was a heck of a
Not
run.
sure, once again, I'm not sure why. Because he was multiple laps down. I'm not sure why he was fighting so hard on the last corner of the last lap. So we'll take it. We come home 10th after plenty of contact in that particular race. Wow. Only 13 trucks on the lead lap by the end. Man. All right, so 18,788 we'll bring home for our finishing position plus our normal payouts. And look at that merch payout. We started out, well, we were getting like $10. We were selling like a t-shirt at each race. Now we're up to 29, so we are killing it. And a very nice lead now in the standings. So we're starting to expand that a little bit. I like it. More money means more improvements to the car, which means even more money. Okay, we picked up 24 more fans. That'll put us over 600 now. Okay, now Bailey Curry, I know for sure he was one of the lap cars, so he just needs to get out of the way. All right, let's go ahead. We'll just apologize to him. No sense in provoking him, but I do not plan on changing my driving style because they don't plan on changing their driving style. So that's going to do it for this episode. When we come back next time, looks like we'll be headed to Chicagoland in the trucks. So thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned as we will continue our career mode series in NASCAR Heat 3.